To me, when I stand on the quad in front of the library, I feel like I'm in the college campus that I always dreamed college was like.
When you went home for the holidays, you actually look forward to coming back to your friends. You knew them so well. You become a family.
Standing on Eastman Quadrangle looking at Russia East Library, it chokes me up.
And I always think to myself, wow, I hope one day I have a book in that library.
Never saw it coming. Never saw that it would be a defining career path and moment for me.
Eastman was, of course, the holy grail for us growing up in Rochester. Going to these spectacular concerts. I mean, the Eastman Theater to a child is a palace.
The very first time I really heard a heart murmur, where you say, ah, I could really be a good doctor.
What I carry around with me is an amazing sense of pride that I'm a U of R graduate.
One of the best parts about being university president is realizing the enthusiasm, the passion so many of our alumni have for the university. And what you see is this sense. We are all part of this great university. We all believe in Meliora. We all want to see the university become ever better.
Meliora, I think the university has lived that throughout its history, ever better. It's constantly getting better.
I think the idea of striving always to be better is something I took away.
George Eastman said it all. Education is the solution to almost everything. And I would go a little step further, it's the solution to everything.
And that's how students learn, that's how they grow. And it actually starts with them thinking that they can make significant change in the world because the university kind of opens the world to them, opens those doors to them.
I've taken the theories that I've learned about at the University of Rochester, applied them to my classroom, and I think I've taken them to some very unique places.
If I need a particular area of expertise anywhere in the world, the first person that I can pick up the phone and call is somebody at the U of R and say, is there a resource here that I can take advantage of?
I love the University of Rochester. I owe a lot to it. It really was one of my life-forming experiences. I think it really helped define me as a person. I mean, I began to learn how to learn at the University of Rochester.
It wasn't until I started singing professionally that I understood how unique my experience at Eastman was. A scholarly connection to music was far more emphasized than just singing.
We lost our local one right down here. It was an experience which taught me how to think, taught me how to work, very important. A lot of people go to a school and are never really taught to work. And when we went to school, you were taught to do a job. It gave me the opportunity to really mature.
What I carry around with me is an amazing sense of pride that I'm a U of R graduate. I kind of pinch myself sometimes when I go up there and I look around and I meet students and I talk to faculty, and I think, I win here.
I took a huge leap of faith to go from Atlanta to Rochester. I probably would have gotten lost in a larger university system. So the size makes it special. On top of that, the university is absolutely a very warm place, especially today.
The STS-90 mission in the Space Lab module. Right now you can see in the yellow shirt, payload specialist Jim Pawolczyk.
When you have an opportunity to look down upon so much of the Earth at one time, this very, very special privilege, you feel a bit of responsibility, a bit of stewardship.
I can't take credit for Jim's exceptional life, because when we're together, we're just Jim and Buzz. That's who we are. So we're not astronaut and Olympic coach. We're just people.
We were able to examine this opportunity of swimming quickly and explore it and be curious about it and innovate. So we went after the track start, something every single competitive swimmer in the world today uses.
The language of swimming today, much of it comes from those little moments that we had at the U of R.
We will have nationally recognized programs in cancer, cardiovascular, immunology and infectious disease, neuromedicine and musculoskeletal disease. And people all through the country will say, "Did you hear about that great success they had in Rochester?"
The university is recognized as one of the leading institutions in both the development as well as the evaluation of novel vaccines.
We are very proud that the first cervical cancer vaccine, literally the first vaccine against any form of cancer, in part was developed at the University of Rochester.
I expect the University of Rochester to be in the news a lot.
In today's age, particularly in the advancement for helping humans, interdisciplinary approaches is the way to go.
It's a time in which there's new leadership, it's a time of strategic planning, it's a time in which we're jointly envisioning a future that's even more impressive than what we've achieved in the past.
I think what makes me most proud about the University of Rochester is how prominent a place it holds in so many fields.
Because we have an alumni which is actually spectacular, but really has never been asked, to come forward and do the job.
And so I think it's very important for the university to try to evolve that network and strengthen it.
If you're going to make a commitment, if you're going to say, I want to have some lasting impact with what I do, there is no better place to do that.
So this place is a triple threat. It has a great university, it has a great medical center, and it has great people. And that makes us really one powerful organization.
You very rarely have a chance to do something transformational. And the University of Rochester, I could get very excited about what could happen to us.
It is going to be so important going forward to have so many alums and parents and just friends of the university in this with us.
It is in the attempt to address the noblest causes of humanity that universities ultimately make their greatest difference.
The University of Rochester is more than 150 years old. That doesn't just happen. You define ideals, you commit to those ideals, and you return to those ideals again and again and again. And alumni have a responsibility to continue to commit to those ideals as well.
And if we want to maintain our preeminence in the world, one of the things we must do is support education, which I do believe is this foundation of our American dream.
When people look back at the United States, they'll be viewing our contributions to knowledge. There's no place in the world that potentially cannot be touched by ideas that have been developed at the University of Rochester.